Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this yet another session on the technology meeting on audit in SAP environment, something that we all look forward to for learning in terms of SAP as a very robust system. Before we begin, let us put our hands to our heart for the ICI motto song.
य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति कामं 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 कामपुरुषो पुरुषो निर्मिमाणः निर्मिमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तद्ब्रह्मा तद्ब्रह्मा तदेवामृतमुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकः शतः सर्वे तदूनात्यपि कश्चन एतद्द्वैता 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 एतद्द्वैता.
Thank you, everyone. Welcome once again. I welcome both the faculties for today, Shashank ji and Swapnil ji. And we also have the chairman, Manish Gadia, and vice chairperson, Dushti madam with us. I also recognize the presence of Murtuza bhai, my regional colleague in the council. Before we start for this wonderful program, I would request our vice chairperson, Dushti madam, to kindly address the gathering. Over to you, Dushti madam.
Thank you, Arpit, for this wonderful opportunity given to me to speak at this session. First of all, I would say that SAP, because of the MCA circular, the recent circular, I think it has gained further importance to adopt the SAP system of accounting. And so considering that we are all looking at work from home, SAP offers excellent features, to really, enable work from home also, and also it has got a modified version for the small mid-sized entities also. So I think this is a great session because a lot of corporates would be looking to moving to SAP or adopting SAP. So I think this is a great session for everyone. So it's a wonderful structure that has been given to WRC. The other thing that I would like to just update everyone about is that we have started this portal called Codes on our website, and that is where all women chartered accountants who are looking to getting back into some professional work, or if they're looking to a job change or whatever, they can register themselves there, and employers can also register themselves and shortlist the candidates, and they can take it forward from there. So this is an excellent bridge that we have created on our website for women chartered accountants to get employment. That's one. We have also got a clinic, which is a help desk for Charitable Trust re-registration on our website. So if you have any queries on re-registration of charitable entities, please feel free to post your queries on that. The deadline, as of now, I don't know whether it's got extended in the current circular, which has got issued today or not. But at least as it stood, the deadline was till 30th of June. So for re-registration. So do make use of our help desk for solving all your queries. We have experts sitting over there. And that's it from my side. Over to you, Arpit, and happy learning, everyone.
Thank you, madam, for updating us with all the updates for all the events that are happening at WRC. I think it's a wonderful task, especially for the charitable trust that we're doing. We are really solving a lot of queries real-time basis. I think that's a great initiative. Thank you, madam. Now, may I request Manish bhai, the chairman of WRC, to please share his updates and ideas for a lot of things to come up next. Over to you, Manish Bhai.
Thank you, Arpit. Thank you very much. I congratulate Chairman DAP Committee, Digital Accounting Committee, Arpit Kabra, for organizing this package series every third Thursday of the month with the help of course, Dinesh Tejwani ji. Really great thing what you are doing. So you lastly said about charitable trust. So I will start with charitable trust. We have received lot of requests from various charitable trusts who are very old, 30, 40, 50 years old. Now for going 1280 registration, what we were talking about, Gusti Madam talked about and that re-registration is required. So that is the one thing what they require is certified true copy of trust deed. Older trusts, many of older trusts do not have that. So couple of days before, on Monday, we have spoken with Charity Commissioner Maharashtra. That's this difficulty we are facing. He said, sir, you send us the official representation. Yesterday evening, we have sent the official representation to him that sir, these are the issues faced. So if you can instruct all the Charity Commissioner's office in Maharashtra, across Maharashtra, to provide this certified copy immediately if any trust request for the same. Today at 1:30 he issued instructions to all the charity offices, Charity Commissioner's office in Maharashtra, saying that this has to be done on a priority basis. So really thanks to the Charity Commissioner, newly appointed Charity Commissioner, Mr. Pramod, for helping us in this. And this year, your WISP is celebrating 70th year of its foundation. So I congratulate all the members of the region for the same. You all know that we are going through a rough time, that is of COVID. Many of life has gone and many expenses various members have incurred. So you all know that CABF fund is giving help of rupees 1.5 lakhs and subject to conditions. The flyer has already been released by WISC. You can go through the terms and conditions. Who are needy chartered accountant can take the benefit of the same. But at the same time, I also request, there are many chartered accountants who are capable enough to contribute some amount to CABF fund. Your contribution of even 1000 rupees is carrying more value. So contribute something, but do contribute. That is my humble request. As Mr. Madam has said that we are doing various kind of series. I will discuss about two series what we are planning to do and we are going to launch in probably next month. That is a learning from the legends. That is a interview of any of the legend who is a chartered accountant and his journey. Another series we are going to launch as CEO Speak, a journey from articleship to CEO. Again, a motivational talk from a chartered accountant who becomes CEO of any large company. Apart from that, we have also started new update in our newsletter, that is SEBI, RBI and merger and acquisition related. And also we have converted this time our newsletter into HTML format. So you can go through the same and take the benefit. Apart from that, we are also going to start a CFO forum. The exercise for the same is Murtaja Bhai is doing a great job as far as members in industry committee is concerned on CFO forum. Under that, under the leadership of Arpit and aptly supported by Murtaja Bhai, we have launched a data analytics course, a long duration course of 60 hours, which we launched last Saturday. Within 3 days, 4 days, we have to close the registration of this course. A new batch we are launching, we have already launched. Those who are interested can take the registration before it again get full. We are also starting a mentorship program very soon. You can take the benefit. Another many members are facing an issue of articleship. They are not getting proper article. To come out with this, our youngest secretary, Arpit Kavra, has come out with a new scheme called TELL, Train, Earn and Learn. So you can go through the website of WIRC and know more about that, where we are going to train undergraduate students who are not pursuing chartered accountancy course. After going through this course, they will be ready to serve at CA firm for at least 1 year. So if any CA member want to take benefit of this scheme or hire this kind of CAs, this kind of trainee, I will not call article, trainee, can write to us at wirc@ici.in. Apart from that, to fight with COVID, to guide about COVID, we have launched every Sunday 4 to 6 p.m. wellness series. This Sunday also we are going to have a wellness series where a pathology doctor, a child specialist, a Ayurvedic doctor and homeopathic doctor going to tell about various treatment available under this 3 stream. And it will be absolutely free and 2 hours CP will be there. Those who are interested can register themselves for the same. Apart from that, your WIRC has took a bold decision this year and started a real-time update, short video of update. You can subscribe to WIRC YouTube channel for the same. Today itself, we have launched a new video on refund under GST. 3-minute video, 2-minute video. So you can take the benefit of the same. And of course, the technology is the key of the hour, need of the hour. And now large corporates are having their accounting in SAP. To know more about SAP, we have organized this meeting, and of course, with us, 2 eminent personalities who are going to guide us on this is Shashank Rameshwar and Swapnil Vichare is here. I will not take much time and request Arpit to take it forward. Over to you, Arpit.
Thank you, Manish bhai. Thank you for updating so many initiatives that we've been taking, and I'm sure all of the participants would be really interested in exploring all of these. May I all request you to please do explore our website on a regular basis, and also we've recently launched our Telegram channel, WIRC Connect. Request all of you to please subscribe to that channel. That's an official channel of WIRC where you'll get all these updates real-time basis and absolutely genuine updates from WIRC directly. Now moving on, I would request the chairman of Committee of Members in Industry and Business and the Internal Audit Committee head, Murtuza Bhai, my colleague in the council, to please introduce both the faculties and set up the platform to start up this program. Over to you, Murtuza Bhai.
Thank you, Arpit. So really an excellent program, and let me get straight to introducing both the faculty, the experts for today. Shankar Rameshwar is a co-founder at Leaping Frog Consulting. He spent last 9 years working closely with companies addressing their technology and process-related operational challenges. He has assisted companies in the digital transformation journeys. He's worked with CXOs, assisting them to adopt, initiate, and execute the digital journey. So, Shashankji, welcome. I request all the participants to welcome him.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. Let me also introduce Swapnil. So, Swapnil Vichare is a Bachelor of Engineering and Computer Science from Mumbai University. He is a SAP certified professional and an expert in the functional side of SAP. He is one of the founding members of Leaping Frog Consulting and heads the SAP practice. He started his career as an application developer for ERP software and later on getting hands-on experience in SAP Business One ERP. With that, let me also welcome Swapnil. So welcome.
Welcome.
Over to you again, Arpit.
Thank you, Murtuza Bhai. I also recognize the coordinator for the session, Sharon, who's joined us. I request now Shashank sir and Swapnilji to please take over.
Thank you. Thank you, Murtuza ji. Thank you, Arpit ji, for that introduction. So, so is my screen visible to everyone?
Right, so करिए sir.
Yes, sir. We can see the screen, sir. Perfect.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. This is Shashank Rameshwar. I'm here to talk about SAP as a product, SAP as a company, and how it can help chartered accountants in their auditing practice. And we are going to learn how SAP functions, the entire SAP product suite, and also how it is going to help the chartered accountants. So let us move on with the presentation. So talking about my organization, Leaping Frog Consulting Private Limited, we are a software consulting organization with 3 development centers across India, and having been delivered 110 projects since 2008. And as Leaping Frog is an SAP authorized partner for various SAP products, including SAP ERP and point of sale solutions and mobile apps as well. Our values at Leaping Frog are trust, commitment, integrity, quality, and on-time delivery, with which we do not compromise at all. So these are our strengths. Talking about our case studies where we have already worked on SAP platform, and some of them listed here are auto components, product manufacturing, mold manufacturing, yarn manufacturing. When we talk about yarn, we have done both polyester and cotton yarn as well. Chemicals, chemical manufacturing, specialty chemicals, pharma chemicals, APIs and everything. Cables and wires manufacturing, yes, cables and wire manufacturing in the sense power cables and harness, which are used in all automobiles and electronic industries. Trade and distribution, food and beverages, plastic manufacturing and assembling, retail, hospitality, and service industry. At Leaping Frog, we have our USP, that is, we deploy SAP certified consultants, which is yet another assurance of, timely and successful project deliveries. And also as a commitment to customers, for every project, we we make sure that the involvement of the top management is there in every project from time to time throughout the project. Moving on to our presentation, yes. So the scenario which we are seeing around us is scary. We are seeing second wave of COVID. We are some of us have also lost our family members. It is really scary. Yes. So this fear is also a motivation wherein everyone of us have changed their lives to adjust with the fear and go head on with the fear, so that we rise up to the occasion and we win the war. So COVID has impacted every one of us, be it an individual, be it a professional, be it business owners or employee. So as a specific to business, there are certain impacts which I would like to talk. Like, there are disruptions in workforce. There are disruption in workforce in the sense people are not able to go to their factories. People are not able to travel to their head offices, their offices. There are also supply chain disruptions. We are facing scarcity of travelers, tempo travelers. The deliveries of goods are not happening on the time. And yes, sales. Sales is also decreased along a very big jump downside it has taken. For every organization, if you ask one biggest challenge today, that would be sales, including ours. So again, moving on to operation challenges, there are limitations on people traveling to X part to B part, and then there are travel restrictions. So whenever these kind of scenarios happen, when we look at past, the history of human existence, this is basic human nature. Whenever new thing or new epidemic happens, pandemic happens, we first, people are in a shock state. Then comes a denial stage. No, this cannot happen. This is not true. So then comes anger. So idea is not to look back. Idea is to look forward and accept that this is the new normal. This is how it is going to be for next at least 5-6 years or maybe lifetime. And then once we accept that this is going to stay, this is the new normal, the problem solving stage happens. It starts. You start getting an idea. For example, take India as an example. We corporates, we never thought that the entire organization, entire processes can work totally from work from home scenario. We never knew, except for manufacturing. I understand that. So again, the greatest danger in the times of turbulence is not the turbulence, it is to act with the yesterday's logic. So if we cannot act with the yesterday's logic in COVID times, no, it will not work. So these are the 5 topics which I understand, I believe which everyone, every organization, every individual should think on to cope up with the COVID scenario. First is resolve. We need to understand how we can adjust and resolve certain aspects of our operations and get on. Then we have to be resilient. We have to address near-term issues. Let it be cash management, let it be production related, let it be compliance related, and what are the near-term challenges which we face. And then we should move on. After resilience, we should try to return to our earlier state of mind wherein we were surviving without COVID. We were not knowing what COVID was. Then reimagining how we can continue and beat this COVID fear and live our lives as usual. Once we reimagine, then only we can go ahead and revolve and reform. With the new strategies in terms of COVID, how we can cope up with COVID and how we can go ahead in our professional lives and individual personal lives. Moving on to the topic, here comes the interesting part. What is SAP? For some, SAP is a software. For some, SAP is a company who develops software. I would like to say, every one of you are right. SAP is the name of the company, and also SAP provides ERP softwares, and along with ERP softwares, it provides 40 plus different softwares which can be used for analytics, which can be used for procurement, production, and so forth, so on. Talking more about SAP, SAP is a market leader in enterprise applications. SAP is helping companies of all sizes and industries run at their best. SAP is a market leader in enterprise application software wherein ERP comes into picture, and it also has products for predictive analytics, and machine learning. Now, predictive analytics, machine learning, data science, these are new terms. Why I am saying new terms? Because these we are listening from last 5 years, but real implementation of these we see very less. Due course in our presentation, I am going to give you multiple examples where our customers are using these kind of artificial intelligence examples, Internet of Things examples in their day-to-day operations. We are going to see that. 77% of the world's transaction revenue touches an SAP system across the globe. talking about SAP as a company, it was founded in 1972. The company is pioneered in enterprise resource planning software known as an ERP. Since then, SAP has grown from a small 5-person startup to a multinational enterprise with 100,000 employees, 440,000 customers spread across 180 countries. SAP is in the business of helping organizations becoming intelligent enterprises. We are going to talk more about intelligent enterprise, how SAP is helping companies become intelligent enterprise. So by connecting experience with operation and advanced breakthrough technologies, as I said in my previous slide, we are going to talk more about machine learning, Internet of Things, advanced analytics. I'm going to give you live examples of my customers who are using Internet of Things, machine learning. Coming to what is an ERP. We know ERP is a software. Some might know it is an enterprise resource planning. Yes, it stands for enterprise resource planning. Now, for everyone to understand, I will put it in a very simple language. ERP is a software which can manage your organization's operations. Now, when I say organization operation, it could be finance operations, it could be accounting operations, it could be purchase, sales, manufacturing, production, etc. So, for a software to be known as an ERP, two modules should talk to each other. Your purchase should talk to your accounts should talk to your inventory, your account should talk to your manufacturing, etc. So, to sum it up, ERP is an enterprise resource planning software. ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning Software. It includes programs of all core business areas such as procurement, production, finance and account, material management, sales, marketing, and human resources. SAP's ERP portfolio. As I said, SAP has 40 plus different softwares available for various key industry requirements. But when it comes to the ERP, SAP has 3 ERPs. So I also explained what is a criteria for a software to be called an ERP. That is, at least 2 departments should talk to each other in a software. So that's a criteria for being a software called an ERP. So SAP has 3 ERPs in all, starting with SAP S4hana, SAP Business One, SAP Business by Design. Now, SAP S4hana is the latest version of enterprise software designed specifically for large enterprises. When I talk large enterprises, it could be companies who, for example, L&T, ONGC, Hindustan Petroleum. So these are Reliance. So these are all companies who are considered to be large enterprises, and S4hana is the product designed for them as per their requirements. Now, S4hana being the latest version, its earlier versions were called SAP All-in-One, SAP ECC, etc. Now, SAP Business One. Now, SAP Business One is again an ERP specifically designed for small and medium-sized segment companies. It's a single affordable solution to manage your entire operations, starting from accounting and finance, purchasing, inventory, sales, customer relationships, to reporting and analytics. Moving on to our next product, that is SAP Business by Design. SAP Business by Design is a pure cloud-based software, again designed for large enterprise businesses with a single cloud ERP solution. Going digital with SAP Business One. Why there is a need for every business to go digital? Just a year back, there was no COVID. Everybody was going to their offices. Everyone was meeting their colleagues. They were doing manufacturing in their factories. But when COVID came, everything was shut. Everything was stopped at the place where it was. Nobody came out of their houses. Nobody, gone to their factories. Everything stopped. After some months, the manufacturing of essentials started. Now we are seeing manufacturing of every product, every service industry is started. So the reason being every business should go digital is, so we have branches across the geographies, we have manufacturing location across the geographies, we have people working for a company who are working multiple geographies. So without a software, how they will interact? Of course, telephone, yes. Emails, yes. But can telephone and email give you alerts? Can they be intelligent enough to make you remember? You have to do this thing. You have to approve this purchase order. You have to punch in this journal voucher, journal entry. A software can. SAP can. That's the reason there is the businesses should think of going digital with SAP. Now, what are the digital business enablers? We are going to talk more and more about these analytics, big data, cloud technologies, mobile technologies, because this is the future. Analytics, when I talk about analytics, these are the real-time key figures. What is the real-time cash in your hand? What is the real-time figure for your work in progress in your shop floor? So these are the kind of analytics which are important for being an individual who heads a department to a business owner. Big data, to explain it and to put it simply, big data is simply a technology, a platform wherein you input loads of data and that platform will generate insights for you, patterns for you. And what you do with the patterns is you can take critical decisions. For example, imagine imagine a SAP can tell you, after looking at 5 years of data, that this customer is delaying its payment every quarter. Will it not be a good insight for you to decide the business strategy which you need to implement with that customer? Yes. So this is just an example of how big data can affect organizations and individuals who are heading departments. Cloud technologies, yes. So COVID has also pushed everyone's attention to cloud technologies. Everyone has moved cloud. So cloud technologies has taken center stage. Mobile technologies, yes. Everybody consumes technology in every single electronic device we have. Nowadays we consume technology in watch. We consume technology in laptops. We consume technology in mobile devices, iPads, etc. Again, an intelligent enterprise, as I said, SAP is helping businesses to become intelligent enterprise. Now, what is an intelligent enterprise? We can see in the diagram, there is a person in the midst of the diagram, and there are certain things like we can see factory, we can see a mobile device, we can see intelligent artificial intelligence, we can see documents, we can see chat, we can see deliveries coming in and out. So what are these? So these are all operation related to your organizations, which are giving an update 24 hours of all these things happening at factory, all the financial transactions, and also at the same time it is giving you intelligent alerts. For example, to talk more about an intelligent alert, what is an intelligent alert? Before rainy season, the companies who manufacture umbrellas, they need to boost up their manufacturing. Also, SAP can assist those companies to plan their procurement in advance, 2 quarters before, 1 quarter before, so that They can procure, keep the raw materials in, and push the manufacturing during the peak season of the year. So this is just an example of an intelligent alert. Talking about transactions, there is a workflow which is built in SAP, wherein a person without the limitation of geography can get documents for approval, can send documents for approval, can view documents for information, can modify documents for modifications, and so forth. An intelligent enterprise also lets employees talk to every single colleague of the organization with respect to business, and strategies need to be implemented. Benefits of running an intelligent enterprise. Organizations can become agile. Now, looking at the scenario of COVID, organizations which are not agile have found it too difficult to survive. Now, what does agility mean? Agility is an ability of a person. It can be ability of it is a ability of a person. It is an ability of an organization in their thoughts of understanding, adjusting, and continuing its operation as per the surrounding. Your organization needs to be agile. You cannot stick to one rule. You need to change the rules as per the scenarios. Intelligent enterprise helps you become agile. Deliver the products and services your customer need. Now, every organization being in this technology, highly technological decade, 2020s, every organization aspires to become global. Every organization wants to export. Every organization wants to have offices across the globe. So, how you can achieve that? With an intelligent enterprise, with a streamlined supply chain, with a clear, visible supply chain, you would be able to know whether I will be able to deliver this product in this time or not. Whether my supply chains would be supporting me with the timelines which are given to the customers or not. And also there is a requirement of continuous transactions or continuous communication between the employees of the organization who are scattered across the geography, without which the customer will not be having a clear idea of when you would be getting a product or a service. Intelligent enterprise helps you to get that. Offer personal, trusted, and connected customer experience. Now, everybody would have seen. I would like to take these examples. Especially when we are talking about more connected experience. I was just driving, around the Bangalore city in the outer ring road, and I happened to cross this Dunkin' Donut shop. This thing I'm talking about is just 2 years back scenario when there was no COVID. What happened? As soon as I crossed the Dunkin' Donuts shop, what happened is I got an SMS in my phone saying, Shashank, we have launched this new Dunkin' Donut. We have launched this new donut. Would you like to try? I was thinking, how the hell did this Dunkin' Donut knew that I am near a Dunkin' Donut shop? This is the kind of technology we are talking about. Control every source and category of spend throughout business and beyond. One of the key challenges of every organization is, their expenses, how they're spending. There should be spending alert.
Hello, Shashank sir. Hello.
Hello. Is my voice audible? Yes. Is my voice audible? Sorry, sorry, sorry. So we can start. We can start. Okay, okay. I'm so sorry for the disruption. So we were talking about expenses. There needs to be alerts for a business owner. Now, when we talk about digitalization by SAP, how it can happen? So we are seeing the list of modules which are available in SAP, which gives you all the required tools to operate an organization, starting from purchase and operations, CRM, sales, service, project management, production, inventory distribution, accounting, and finance. On top of it, we are seeing the technologies, advanced technologies, which we were talking about in our previous slides: analytics, mobile technology, big data, machine learning, Internet of Things, and cloud technologies. Some of the key functionalities of SAP. Now here in the screen we are seeing there are the modules listed: accounting and financials, purchasing and operations, sales and service, inventory distribution. So all the key functionalities of all the modules are listed here. We are going to talk more about these in our further slides. Talking about SAP Business One, SAP Business One is used extensively by 70,000 plus customers who are scattered across the globe. It is available in 50 country localizations and 28 languages. When we talk about country localizations, it is related with the statutory requirements of the local government and local country. SAP has a very strong and big ecosystem wherein partners like us, authorized partners like us, support customers, businesses with their operations and their implementations and their day-to-day operations. SAP ecosystem has 500 plus solutions already developed by partners. SAP Business One is used in countries, more than 170 countries. Here comes our first poll. So for the attendees, back up and you will get a poll in front of your screen. I will read out the questions of the poll. SAP offers which ERP for small and mid-sized companies? This is the first question. SAP Business One has how many customers across the globe? And the third question is, SAP Business One is being used in how many countries across the globe? I request attendees to punch in their answers in the polls. So the clock stops now. 10, 9, 8. Please punch in your answers. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sharon, please close the poll.
Okay.
Sharon? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, attendees, for giving your answers. We will move on to the next presentation. Yes. Is my voice audible? Is my voice audible?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
So moving on to our next slide. Key features of SAP Business One. SAP Business One, as I said, is an ERP designed by SAP, and it offers range of tools for organizations, starting with finance, accounting and finance, analytical accountant, budgeting. Hello? Yes? एक second. Okay. दिख रहा है? Okay, thanks. So starting with the next slide, key features of SAP. As I said, SAP is an ERP designed for organizations with multiple inbuilt tools to manage finance, accounting and finance, analytical accounting, budgeting, financial reports, CRM, sales, purchase, stock, etc. We are going to see in depth in our next slides. Starting with account and financial management in SAP. What we are seeing in the screen is the standard operating procedure which is provided by SAP. How this screen helps? Whenever the user logs into SAP, the user is not required or asked to think what he needs to do today, because SAP is intelligent enough to give you alerts and to give you tasks which you need to complete today. So it gives you messages, it gives you emails, it gives you tickets, which can give you an alert. Standard operating procedure, coming back to standard operating procedure. This screen shows you what all things which an everyday finance user will do. It will create journal vouchers, it will punch in incoming payments, it will punch in, it will make payments out of the system, it will create journal entries and like that. And what will a head of the finance department will do? It will view financial reports. Now all these things we can do from the same screen without moving on from the single screen. So what are the things are displayed in the screen? The finance user or head of the department can do it from the same screen. Chart of accounts, journal entries, posting templates, recurring postings, currencies, financial reports, budget management, cost accounting. multiple posting periods, incoming payments, outgoing payments, payment run, bank statements, checks, credits, account reconciliation, bank reconciliation, fixed asset, multi-branch operations, transactions, and GST related statutory requirements. As I said, SAP provides out of the box analytical accounting functions, which has an ability to easily analyze financial information. The patterns which SAP understands from the data punched in previous years and can give you an alert. Companies can also manage their cost center structures in hierarchy for clear and accurate reporting. Now, budgeting. When we talk about budgeting, we can create budgets, we can track budgets, we can modify budgets, and then we can see a report of budget versus an actual, how we performed financially, sales wise, operation wise, production wise. Financial reports. SAP offers hundreds of out-of-box standard reports available in SAP. Also, we can export reports in Word format, Excel format, PDF format. Moving on to next topic, that is customer relationship management. This is something related to sales. CRM stands for customer relationship management, and what it does is it tracks your first step of an opportunity coming into your organization. Then your sales guys start talking to that opportunity, give him the information about the product and services you have to offer. Then it moves on to the next stage of opportunity, that is quotation sharing. Then it moves on to next stage of negotiations. Then either you win the deal or you lose the deal. So entire management of all the activities related to sales is taken care by CRM in SAP, CRM module in SAP. What it does, it does in sales opportunity management. It records all sales opportunities throughout the customer life cycle, from lead identification through qualification, proposal, closing, and ultimately to service and after sales support. Some of the key features of CRM is in sales. It allows you to create quotes, send quotes directly from SAP to the customers, modify quotes, send updated quotes, enter customer orders, deliveries, and manage invoices. Why CRM is important for any organization, I would say. Any customer, every one of us have been a customer and have also changed the customer. So when we are a customer, we have different set of rules, and when we change the customer, we try to win the customer. So all these activities, as a customer, we know we need information. Any customer will need information at the tip of the button. Purchasing, business partners. How CRM can help you in purchasing? It can create codes which you can send to vendors. It can compare quotes, and it can also give you reports of previous historical rates given by your vendors. Now, SAP CRM also manages your business partners. When I talk about business partners, in SAP terminology, it is the vendor and the customer, both. CRM stores the information of supplier, whom the employees need to talk, what are the activities which has been done with the particular customer in by the previous sales guys, and so on. We can run marketing campaigns with CRM module. Email marketing campaign, telecalling marketing campaign, etc. Moving on to sales management. What we are seeing in the screen is a standard operating procedure of sales process. Starting from sales quotation to sales order to delivery to AR invoice, to incoming payments. Entire sales process. The sales guy, the entire sales team doesn't need to go to any screen once he logs into SAP. He can do anything and everything related to sales from one single screen. The core functions of sales management would be sales quotations, sales orders, item availability, AR down payments, delivery, AR invoice, account receivable reports, etc. For a sales set, it also has sales reports, which gives you employee-wise sales details, geography-wise sales details, product-wise sales details, business segment-wise sales details. Moving on to purchase. Now we are seeing the key features of SAP which is provided out of the box. In our further sites, we are going to see the actual screens of SAP, how it looks. Then you will have a better understanding of how this is going to help us. Going ahead with the purchasing standard operating procedure. It starts with a purchase request. In some industry terminology, it is also called indenting. After indenting or purchase request, there is a stage called purchase order. Then goods receipt PO. Then AP invoice and outgoing payment of the purchase, raw materials or consumed service or etc. Also, there's a logo which talks about the vendor. It gives you vendor related information. It gives you entire vendor list. If you want to see a particular vendor, you can go in detail and see. Below that, we are seeing purchase reports. What is the analysis of purchase which has happened in your organization? The core functionalities of purchase management, you can create purchasing blanket agreement. So blanket agreement is a concept where an organization who needs to purchase a particular raw material throughout the year, and sometimes the vendor is also fixed. So we can create a purchasing blanket agreement with the vendor with a fixed rate depending upon the agreement which you have with the vendor, and punch it into SAP. SAP will automatically create the purchase order without any manual intervention at the interval specified by us, configured by us. Purchasing quotations. Purchase quotations is a document which we create in SAP where we fill in the items we want to purchase, we get the quotations, and then we compare the quotations. Quotation comparison is again an important feature wherein a company can understand this advantages of going with a particular vendor. This vendor is giving the item at low cost but wants an immediate cash payment next day. This vendor, PQR vendor, is giving the item or raw material at higher cost but giving you a 30-day credit limit. So depending upon the requirement you have, you can select the vendor. This is what quotation comparison does. Goods return, it manages your goods return, it punching the good receipt PO document. Then we have AP invoice in terms of when in return scenario it gives credit memo. And landed cost. Landed cost is a unique concept which we are going to talk in detail in our further slides. Coming to inventory and distribution management in SAP. As every module has standard operating procedure, diagram or screen, dashboard displayed when the user logs in, the same is with the inventory management. The inventory user, the store user, will be able to see entire operation related to inventory and distribution in the same screen. CRPO, return, goods receipt, the user can see warehouses, what is the stock lying in the warehouses, what are the inventory levels, and etc. Inventory transfers, when in case you have multiple warehouses across the geography locations from A to B, B to C, and so forth. Inventory count, inventory posting. You can manage price lists. Price list is again a key feature for the companies who are into trading, for the companies who are into manufacturing. They need to manage geography-wise price list. They need to manage customer segment-wise price list, item segment-wise price list. We cannot do all that in SAP. Some important reports which are related to inventory are inventory aging, valuation simulation report, inventory and warehouse report, ABC and XYZ analysis report, and many more. SAP offers hundreds of reports out of the box for users. Talking more on inventory, we can have stock and distribution. We can manage stock and distribution. We can do transfers. We can distribute amongst company warehouses, amongst company branches, and we can reevaluate the inventory cost based on current market values. Item master data. Item master data is a critical information for any organization. It stores all the information related to item which are critical. Whether the item is make or buy, whether the item, for how many period the inventory is lying with you. So entire item configuration is done in item master data. We can manage inventory in serial number and batches. First in, first out, serial numbers. We can do stock valuation in SAP as well. Stock allocations. We can allocate stocks to particular geographies. We can allocate stock to particular sales employees. We can block stock. If the sales employee punches a particular sales order, we can block that stock in SAP. SAP will not allow to punch in the sales order to another employee if the stock is already booked. Stock counting. Stock counting is usually a continuous process. This function speeds up the process of identifying when each article in the stock should be counted. Depending upon the requirement, minimum order, SAP gives you alerts for minimum order stock. Price list. As I talked about price list, you can manage geography-wise, customer-wise, item group-wise, vendor, customer-wise price lists in SAP. Pick and pack. Pick and pack is a feature which is simply you can assemble things, you can purchase things, you can import things or raw materials. We can pack those and we can sell assembled goods. Moving on to next slide. Production management in SAP. Production management talks about bill of materials, raw materials, routing processes, resources required, machine, labor, etc. Then comes to production process. What is the production order, how it is created, released to shop floor, and issued to shop floor, like that. Some of the core functions of manufacturing module in SAP is bill of materials, issue for production, receipt from production, production reports. We can also do forecast and planning. As I talked about an example of umbrella manufacturer few slides before. We can predict demand-based reports. SAP can give you demand-based reports wherein on the basis of previous year's data, SAP can give you an alert. The coming quarter, you had a very peak of your business last year, last to last year, so that you can plan the things according to that. As I talked, artificial intelligence. SAP has inbuilt artificial intelligence which can give you order recommendations. Suppose a customer calls in to a company help desk. I want product ABC. The sales guy, oh, that's nice. Thank you for giving us an opportunity. You want ABC? We have the ABC in stock. But do you want PQR along with ABC? So this kind of recommendation. So the user, the sales guy who is seeing the SAP screen, SAP will give an alert. Looking at previous sales transactions, people bought PQR along with ABC. So why not you pitch for PQR? So these kind of recommendations it can give. Moving on to next slide, service management in SAP. As we are seeing in the screen, there are dashboards, there are figures which talks about the service calls registered in SAP, the calls which are closed by your service engineers, and also the history of service calls. So SAP has inbuilt out of the box service management feature wherein you can create the service related transactions. The service engineers can create service tickets. The customers can create a service ticket for assigned to a particular service engineer, and it can also do follow-up. There is a workflow built in SAP wherein a particular service is not managed into a particular time period, it can give alert to upper hierarchy. So core functions of service management are opportunity and pipeline management, quotations, dunning and customer management. Now, when we talk more about service, customer interactions are key in service industry. When I called a particular customer help desk last time, I taught this. Customer gets irritated when the sales guys ask the same questions again and again, and the customer needs to answer them again and again. So customer interaction tracking, customer interaction capturing is very important. We have service dashboards, we have service contracts, and we can assign service calls to particular service agents as per the geographies. Service contract. Service contract is simply a document between the company which in terms of regular support of a particular product and warranty contract for the items and services sold to the customer. Customer equipment card. It provides service technicians with detailed information about an item sold to a customer, which is the key information for a service engineer for giving the support or warranty related repairs to a particular customer. Service calls. It allows users to view all service calls enter into the system. Service engineers can see all the service calls assigned to him by his boss in the mobile. Customer equipment report displays all equipment and corresponding serial numbers sold to a customer or a range of customers. Response time, knowledge base, service calls by queue. These are all the features built into SAP Service Management. We'll take one by one. Service calls by queue. Tracks all pending service calls in the queue. Multiple call statuses can be monitored, and calls can be assigned to individual technicians or kept in an equipment queue. When you do an assignment, there is an automatic follow-up done to a service engineer. SAP does an automatic follow-up. Response time. If a service ticket is assigned to a particular service agent, there is a time limit before which he has to act on the ticket. SAP tracks that. For a service agent to service the product, he has a knowledge base built into the system. These kind of issues faced in previous history. What is the solution has been given by other service engineers? That's the knowledge base SAP provides. Reporting in SAP Business One. SAP provides standard reports. It gives reports on mobile devices, and it also has standard out-of-the-box dashboard reports, which are displayed on mobiles, laptops, and other electronic devices. These dashboards, talking more about dashboards, we are also able to see particular tickers in the dashboard. It gives you key critical information of a particular transactions. Of it could be for a finance guy, it could be cash in hand, a delayed incoming payment, cash flow report. So these dashboards can be configured as per the user profile. A dashboard for a finance and accounting guy would be different from a manufacturing guy, of course. So we can configure user-based dashboards for all the users across the organizations. The key feature of an SAP reporting system is it gives you real-time data and it can display in various forms. You can export it in Excel, PDF, Word, whatever format you want. Also from mobile, SAP Business One mobile app, you can share the reports with your colleagues, with another business owner of your organization in real time. What is the integration capabilities with help of SAP Business One? Now, SAP has a technical component in the name of SAP service layer. What actually is service layer is a platform wherein it opens a whole Pandora of integration with third-party softwares. We ourselves have customers who have integrated SAP with banks, with their CRMs, with e-commerce websites, with their own websites for inquiries, directly pulled into SAP. So with the service layer platform, SAP has opened a huge opportunity for companies to integrate anything and everything with SAP. Talking about some industry-specific solutions developed by Leaping Frog. Leaping Frog, out of years of experience, have developed procurement add-on, production add-on. Now, this procurement add-on, SAP by default offers a procurement module, but why does a company may require procurement add-on? Because every company operates in its own USP. So sometimes organizations require a particular functionality which is very unique to their organization. In that scenario, as a partner, as a company capability, we have developed particular add-ons for unique requirements. Managing procurements. Same goes with production. Production module as an out-of-box SAP provides a production module, but why do you require an add-on? Or why I would require an add-on? That's a question you should ask. Answer to that is, you will require an add-on only when the functionality you want does not fit in the standard SAP. On that, I have a question. SAP, from years of experience, have something called as SAP best practices. So we insist customers to implement SAP best practices and use an SAP extensively. What does SAP best practice mean? 2 years of R&D and experimenting in various functionalities, they have developed certain functionalities, certain reports across the industry domain, keeping in mind all the requirements of various industries. So, yes, I understand there could be sometimes a very unique requirement that we need to incorporate. In that scenarios, we have unique solutions developed, but we always make customers understand that we should go with the standard SAP best practices. Moving on to next add-on, subcontracting add-on, barcoding add-on, production planning, quality control, auto email, web bridge add-on, export add-on, resources management, IP management. So We have customers across these verticals, and we have developed these add-ons for them. Intercompany transactions in SAP. As we talked in our earlier slides, organizations, growing organizations, opening up branches across the geographies, opening up manufacturing facilities, opening up sales offices, opening up warehouses in another geography. So that's the reason SAP came up with a solution of intercompany integration. We can configure multiple companies in SAP. SAP is a multi-company, multi-currency, multi-location software. What we can do with the intercompany module in SAP? We can manage multiple subsidiaries, business units, legal entities, and currencies. Now, when I talk about currencies, I would like to have your attention onto this point. Currencies, when I talk about currencies, SAP can manage different currencies consolidated in single software, where an Indian entity having an office in USA dealing in US dollars, we can have consolidated reports sitting in India, replicate and share master data. Why this scenario is required? Parent company can sell certain products, child company can buy certain products from the parent company. So for this, they need to share their data. So this is possible with intercompany transactions module. Consolidate, coordinate, and review activities across all business units. Consolidation of financial reports. Coordination between transactions, activities across the geographies for the products and services. Reduce the cycle time to collect and consolidate and report financial data to the head office. With intercompany transactions module, you get all the business related information sitting in one particular geography, and your subsidiaries having offices across the globe. What are the key features of integration solution? Sharing common business data. As I said, parent company can manufacture product A, child company can purchase that product A and sell it. So all these transactions requires master data replication. We can share data of service contracts, customer equipment card replications, etc. Standardizing business processes, intercompany trade. We talked. Parent company manufacturing, parent company buying, intercompany trade. GL allocation. We can create ledgers. We can have GLs specific to particular subsidiary, product, items. Centralized payments. Payments can happen from head office. You can have multi-level financial consolidation depending upon the requirement. You can have combined financial report. You can have separate financial reports as per your requirement. SAP gives you business activities and financial results in terms of reporting. Warehouse reports by branch, consolidated balances by business partners, consolidated sales analysis, branch balances reports, consolidated credit limit check. Why you should choose an intercompany integration solution? To automate your intercompany consolidation and collaboration process, consolidate, coordinate, and view activities across all business units without manually intensive reconciliation in Excels or whatever software you require to do that, or duplicate data entry. It can avoid duplicate data entry. Consolidate financial across operations for reporting, gain visibility into sales performance. Also, it reduces your time and effort associated with intercompany transactions. This is how an scenario of intercompany transaction looks like. We have an organization head office sitting at the top. We have another group consolidation. We have another group consolidation on left and right, and then we have branches below that. So we can view data group wise. We can view data branch wise. Multi-level financial consolidation is provided in SAP. There is no limit in number of companies you can consolidate. Account balances can be rolled up to group level within the consolidation hierarchy. To give you more, to add more to the perspective of multi-company consolidation, we are seeing in the screen, we have a head office in New York, we have a branch, we have a subsidiary in Houston, and we have another subsidiary in San Francisco. In this scenario, SAP intercompany solution will be a perfect software solution to manage all the transactions. We can share data, we can consolidate financial report, we can keep a tab on cash, we can keep a tab on financial key figures, etc. Multi-country accounting system under one system. Here comes the interesting part. We can configure multiple statutory requirements of our subsidiaries into one single head office. We can see multiple financial reports coming from our subsidiaries, and then we can consolidate. Support journal vouchers consolidation. As a group finance head needs to see multiple financial reports. So we can have journal vouchers consolidation and can be also included in consolidated reports. Related to this, SAP offers multiple reports out of the box. That is consolidated trial balance, consolidated profit and loss, consolidated balance sheet. From here, it starts. The users now, the attendees will now see the actual screens of SAP, how it looks. As I said in a previous slide, SAP is the multi-currency software. You can manage multiple currencies. So we can see there is a customer of ours exporting the product to a foreign country. The deal is happening in USD, whereas the software is installed in India. So SAP is a multi-currency, multi-location ERP. We can configure multiple currency and statutory and local requirements. Auto calculation of foreign exchange, gain and loss. SAP automatically calculates foreign exchange gain and loss. No manual intervention required. Human mistakes are avoided. So when I talk more about foreign currency, so there are multiple ways you can configure foreign currency. You can take everyday dollar report from internet, and SAP can take from internet, and then the entire transaction can happen on that. You can configure that for whole month this would be my dollar rate. So that's all depends upon the requirement. Moving on to next topic, general ledger system. So in this topic we are going to see multiple reports, branch location wise reporting, employee wise reporting, business segment wise reporting, region wise reporting, salesperson wise reporting, customer analysis, item group wise reporting, branch location wise reporting. As I said, we can configure multiple branches in SAP. So once we configure multiple branches, we also have a requirement to see what is happening in that branch. What is the sales figures coming from that branch? What are the transactions? What is the profitability that branch is giving to me? So all this we can see from a branch location reporting. Now, to bring your attention to this point, for all the hundreds of reports available in SAP, before generating a report, the user needs to select from hundreds of selection criteria. So from single report, you can generate different perspective of reports from a single screen. You do not require a partner. You do not require any technical expertise. All you require is the understanding of what you want to generate, what you want to see. Employee-wise reporting. As we are seeing in this report, we are seeing the sales related information of happening across the segments, their total invoice values, their gross profit margin, etc. So SAP provides multiple employee-wise reports to track the performance. Employees could be geography-wise, it could be country-wise, however you want to see. Business segment-wise reporting. Company can have business segments created, domestic, foreign, export, and etc. So we can see a report based on that as well. We can generate various reports based on business segments configured in SAP. Region-wise reporting. As we can see, there are groups, item groups configured in SAP, computer peripherals, consumer electronics, defense electronics, telecommunication, and on the left-hand side, right-hand side, we can see the regions of those particular item groups. South, west, south, north. So we can generate region-wise reporting based on geographies. We can know which region, which item group is performing how. And based on that, we can take key business decisions, whether a particular region is good for my business or not. For example, here comes another quiz. I request Sharon to put up this poll for the attendees. Thank you.
Yes.
So I will read out, thank you. So I will read out the questions for attendees. Does SAP offer multi-currency management feature? Does SAP has intercompany management and configuration? And the time starts now. Closing time 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sharon, you can close the poll. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks. Moving on to next slide. Thank you all for giving your answers. It would be very interesting to see the answers. Customer analysis. Starting with the report from the left-hand side of your screens, we can see customer codes. We can keep that aside for some time. We can see customer names. So these are the customer names, and we can see how much business they have given to us for a particular period. Their total invoice value, their gross profit in percentage. We can see this report customer-wise. We generate various reports based on business segments. Also, I would like to tell you everyone, I request everyone to note down their questions. We are going to have only question answer session towards the end of this, and we will answer all your queries. Bank management. We can manage the entire bank operations. We can manage our banks in SAP. We can do bank reconciliation. This is how bank reconciliation looks like in SAP. SAP provides functionality to reconcile bank transactions. And all this is built in SAP. And whenever we work with customers, we give them knowledge-based documents so that they require minimum efforts, minimum assistance from our side, so that they can generate any report they want. Coming to the most, so as chartered accountants, for chartered accountants, this is the most interesting topic till now. I know. Statutory compliance managed in SAP. SAP provides statutory compliance reports out of the box, like GSTR 1, 3B. Also, it gives you auto invoice generation, auto e-way bill generation, GSTR matching with purchase data. Now, to talk more about auto invoice and e-way bill, as per latest Government of India and Ministry of Corporate Affairs mandate, every organization for a particular turnover needs to generate invoice on government portal. So SAP has out of box feature for that. We are going to talk more about that. Auto calculation of tax values. So once we configure the entire, so there is a tax engine built into SAP which is intelligent, and it calculates the tax figures. The moment you punch in certain details, the item, along with item, the place of supply, the moment you enter the place, the PIN code, it will select the tax. Automatically, it will calculate the tax and it will populate the tax figures. So SAP has an inbuilt functionality to calculate taxes based on local compliance. What are the reports which are offered by SAP in statutory compliance segment? We have GSTR 1 credit debit note, down payment, GSTR 1 invoice, GSTR 1 invoice down payment, GSTR 2 credit debit note, GSTR 2 invoice down payment, GSTR 2 invoice down payment, etc. On the right hand side of the screen, we are able to see, we can also create sub reports. How do you want to view the reports? Whether you want to view it business to customer, business to business, export, special economic zone, etc. How do you view GSTR reports in SAP? So this is how we generate a particular GSTR report. SAP provides all GSTR report out of the box like GSTR 1 to 3B. SAP gives an Excel export which we can directly upload to that government portal. To talk more of Excel export, SAP is also working on a functionality where SAP will directly talk to the government portal. Of course, that is in R&D and implementation phase. But yes, that's in plan. Only manual thing required now is out of the SAP, the report is generated in Excel. You need to upload that Excel on government portal. That's it. But going ahead, you will also get a functionality where your SAP will directly talk to the government portal. Because whenever the manual intervention comes, there's a huge possibility of mistake. So we talked about auto invoice and e-way bill generation. So this is how an automatic invoice is generated. SAP, once you create a document, once you create an invoice, there's a button configured in SAP which says send mail, which says generate IR and an e-way bill, cancel IR and an e-way bill. Once you click on generate RN and e-way bill, all the data which you are seeing on the right hand side of the screen would be taken from the government portal and punch into the invoice print preview, which we are going to see in next slide. This is one of the example of how a print preview looks like. This is one of our customers. To talk more specifically about this report, SAP gives the QR code on the invoice itself, which is readable by the scanners. This customer of ours is using SAP since last 8 years, more than 8 years. We have been supporting them, working with them day in, day out. So Leaping Frog is a ready-to-using plugin for e-invoice. Also provides QR codes on the layouts, as we are seeing in the screen. Here comes another interesting topic for all the chartered accountants. For any organization, one of the key critical function is finance and accounts and auditing. For chartered accountants, it is bread and butter. SAP has whole lot of features which supports auditing. Also, to talk more on auditing, as per the recent Government of India and Ministry of Corporate Affairs mandate, which as of now is being stalled for 1 year, but yes, it is going to be there. What that mandate says? That mandate says every organization needs to have an audit trail of the transactions happening in the organizations. This is a very welcome move with respect to compliance. When we talk about India, one of the biggest challenges India faces today is very less number of companies who are individuals as well who are not tax compliant. So this is a very welcome move. Continuing with the topic auditing, SAP gives you three-way matching concept: accounts payable, PO to GRN to invoice. We are going to see how it happens exactly in SAP screen. Coming next, we are going to talk more about audit trail, approval workflows, user roles and permission rights, ledger report for audit purpose, various other key financial report, trial balance, profit and loss, balance sheet, cash flow report, aging, inventory reports, etc. Auditor can access the system to check authenticity of transaction and check workflow approvals as per company standard operating procedure. I would like to add a thing over here. Our customers who are using SAP, their chartered accountants are very happy. Why? The moment an organization runs on SAP, the chartered accountant is also assured. He doesn't need to go for 100 different reports. He need to view few reports which are generated on a click of buttons, and he and a chartered accountant will be able to see a real-time report of financial health report of an organization. That's how important SAP is for practicing CS. Three-way matching concept. Now what we are seeing in the screen is a kind of report generated in SAP, and that report is called as relationship map. Relationship maps explains us on the base document the entire audit trail. What was the purchase order number? When was it created? What was the value? When did the GRP happen? And when did the invoice got punched in? So this is the audit trail we are talking about. SAP doesn't only give 3-level matching concept. SAP has multi-level matching concept. SAP gives you up to 5 to 6 levels of matching, starting from request to order, request to quote, to order, to invoice, to delivery, to payment. SAP provides multi-level matching concept in which users can match previous documents. An entire document trail is maintained in SAP along with change logs. We are going to talk more about change log in next slides. Audit trail. SAP provides complete audit trail for all the transactions with differences. When I say differences, SAP can tell you particular ABC person has changed particular thing in the form or a document, and the person changed when, who did it, when it was done, and what was the change. Till that level we get the information. And now, so attendees must be, so my dear attendees, you must be wondering, SAP has so extensive reports, it has so many reports. For a layman to get into SAP, how we can generate and see a particular report? The answer is to that is, everybody uses Google. It has intelligent text typing mentioned. So when the user, whenever an auditor, when a chartered accountant logs in into an SAP, an authorization provided by an organization, all we need to do is enter the name of the report in the search bar. And you also don't need to remember the full name of the report. You can start typing. SAP will give you intelligent suggestions based on the inputs you have made, characters you have entered. Coming back to audit, SAP provides complete audit trail for all transactions with differences. As the screen says, user permission and access rights. Now this is a very important part when it comes to financial, when it comes to ERP administration. What it does, it gives you the power to configure, to give access of particular form, of particular field to particular employee. And you can do this to a bottommost level in an ERP. That is a field in an SAP. We can also in SAP we can also make a sales order viewable in 3 different ways to 3 different sales employees. So that's how much powerful user access of SAP permission and management is. SAP has extensive user authorization management features. It has 3 different types of authorizations: full authorizations, no authorization, view authorizations. So depending upon the user profile, we can configure those. Ledger report for audit purpose. Users can generate ledger reports which gives you details about ledgers. As we are seeing in the screen, we are also seeing remarks like outgoing payments. We are seeing remarks like incoming payments. We are also able to see the ledgers on the right hand side and the balances and debit credit figures. Users can generate ledger report which gives you details about ledgers like this. Various other reports such as trial balance, profit and loss, balance sheet, cash flow are all built in an SAP software out of the box. Inventory analysis and audit report. Starting from the report, we are able to see item number, description of an item, posting date, in which warehouse it is stored, what is the quantity, what is the cost of the item, what is the transaction value. So this report gives you analysis of inventory which is lying in your warehouse. It can also be called as inventory audit report. Mind you, the selection criteria, which is based on hundreds of parameters, applies on every single report of SAP. So to this report, cash flow report. SAP cash flow report allows you to analyze cash flow based on revenues with the ability for the users to define a level of detail. We can see the entire cash flow, debit, credit, balance, time period, what is the general ledger, what is the control account, etc. And let me tell you, all these figures which we see in SAP are all real time. There is no way you generate a report and you see a report figures which are till yesterday or a week before. That's not how SAP works. You get all the figures in real time. Inventory and warehouse report. This report displays details of inventory in warehouse. It also displays committed, ordered, and available stock. Now, to explain committed, ordered, and available stock, committed is the stock which your sales guys have already committed to the customers, to your customers, and also to the production department. Ordered in the stock is the sum of purchase and production orders. Available is the stock is the actual figures which is available in your stock. Now, if we see in this report, it starts with the item number. It gives you item description. It also gives you in the quantity of the report, particular item. So this report is a very exhaustive tool which can give you all real-time figures. Real-time inventory report. Again, we are seeing in stock, committed, order, available, inventory, unit of measurement, and item descriptions. Workflow status report. Now, why this is important? Why an organization needs to have a workflow? There could be a team of people operating in finance. There could be a team of people operating in purchase, sales, production. Account executive creating a particular voucher. Before it gets punched into the SAP, it needs to be approved by department head, finance head, CFO. So we can have these kind of workflows. Also, we can generate reports on workflow status of which document was created, who is the originator, to whom it went to authorize, when it was authorized, etc. Coming to accounts payable, visibility of entire purchase cycle, PO to gate entry to GRN to invoice to payment. This is what I was talking about. SAP offers multi-level audit trail, multi-level matching concept, auto generation vendor suggested payments based on due dates, loading of charges on to inventory, vendor aging reports, vendor portals. This is how a matching concept of SAP looks like. The process starts from purchase order, it goes to goods receipt document, then invoice, then outgoing payments. So we can have a complete audit trail. Visibility of entire purchase cycle. This is how purchase module looks like for a purchase user. We have also seen this in our previous slides, in our standard operating procedure. Auto generation vendor suggested payments based on due dates. SAP gives you automatic suggestions on payments to your vendors without any manual intervention. It can give you an alert, SMS, email, the way you want it. Nowadays, you can also have an alert on WhatsApp. SAP provides a very unique feature of landed cost. Now, what exactly landed cost looks like? So this is a challenge, and this is a feature which is required by most of the companies, or I can say every company. Wherein, whenever a company imports or buys a particular item, then till the time item reaches to the warehouse, company's gate, There is the cost which the company is going to pay over and above the item cost to the vendor. How to get that? How to punch that cost? So SAP has a feature called landed cost. SAP offers extensive costing functionality when we can apply multiple costing parameters like landed cost, machine cost, human resources cost, and etc. Machine cost, human resources costs are added in production orders. Vendor aging. Vendor aging is a report which gives you period-wise payment companies need to make, starting with the vendor code, vendor name, posting date, due date, balance amount, and periods 0 to 30, 31 to 60, 61 to 90. Accounts receivable. Visibility of entire sales cycle, lead generation to quote to order to invoice to receipts. Again, a strong audit trail. Leaders need to make understand to the users that this audit trail is not to catch hold of you. Everybody hurts. There is no single person on this earth who doesn't make mistakes. The idea is to at least know what mistake you have done. Only when you know what mistake you have done, you can rectify that mistake. Customer payment reminder, customer reports. Again, we have seen this sales standard operating procedure in the previous slides. This is how the sales module looks like. Also, you don't need to go and enter, find out where the sales module is. This is the moment you log in, the screen is populated in the front of the user. And let me tell you, SAP is a very user-friendly software which also works on intelligent text typing. Customer payment reminder. This kind of reminder can go to the customers on emails, on WhatsApp, on SMS, the way you want it. A clear advantage of this is your sales guys doesn't need to feel uncomfortable to do follow-ups because the reminder is automatically going by system. The customer would be knowing this is an SAP generated reminder. So there is no need of getting offended. Sometimes people get offended by follow-ups. Customer receivables aging, key report for any organization. Again, it talks about the customer name, the due date, the amount pending, and how many days it is pending. Periods 0 to 30, 31 to 60, 61 to 90, 91 to 120. This report, SAP can also give alerts to business heads, business owners. This particular customer, you are doing business with them, but they are regularly defaulting payments. So whether you want to take a business decision, to change the strategy, to change the agreement, to change the terms, you can decide on basis of this report. Inventory management. Inventory-based accounting system, real-time inventory. Some of the reports we have also seen in previous slides. We are going to talk less on that. Inventory valuation, revaluation process, inventory costing, purchase cost, other landing cost, manufacturing cost, material movement tracking. Inventory-based accounting system. Inventory-based accounting system is simply a process which happens at the back end. SAP also manages your inventory cost without any manual intervention. The moment you do transaction on a particular item, the back end accounting on inventory is done by SAP. Real-time inventory report. We have seen inventory aging report. This report is another vital report which talks about items, item description, warehouse, and since how many period this item has not moved, whether it is not consumed or whether it is not sold. In both the cases, the organization needs to take the decision. If it is not consumed, why was it purchased? If it is not sold, what was the reason? So this report can help organizations to get answers for these critical questions. Inventory valuation. Again, an important feature as far as chartered accountants, auditors are concerned. We can configure inventories in 4 different ways: moving average, standard, FIFO, and serial and batch wise. This is the most important topic for all the auditors. So I will moving average. Moving average is simply the item movement on average costing. Standard is simply on exact costing. FIFO is first in, first out. Whatever cost it came, whatever time it came, the item will go at that manner, first in, first out. Serial and batch. We can also manage entire inventory in serial and batches. This is critical for pharma. This is critical for chemicals. This is critical for certain electronic manufacturers as well. Manufacturing cost. As I said, production order, in production order, we can configure resources cost, we can configure processes cost, which is going to happen on that particular product during manufacturing. And then what is the receipt from production cost and what is the issue for production cost. We can match both. Inventory costing. We have seen this example in our previous slides, how this happens. Material movement and tracking. How the materials are moving from which warehouse to which warehouse. What was the received quantity? What was the issued quantity? SAP keeps track of all the inventory related transactions. Inventory posting or inventory movement tracking. Purchase management. Intent to quote, to quotation, to order, to GRN. Again, coming back to the audit point. JIT purchase is just in time. Approval workflow we have seen already. Inventory planning by various reordering policies. This is the relationship map of how it look like. Starting from request, which is also called as indent, moving on to quotation, moving on to order, moving on to goods receipt, PO, moving on to invoice. And at the top of the report, we are also seeing who is the vendor. In our case, then Scientific Private Limited. Just in time. Just in time is a concept which was invented. It's a concept which is used to do lean purchasing. Now, what is lean purchasing? Just in time purchases means you only purchase raw materials when you have the sales order against it. Also, you need to make sure when you get the sales order, you should have the vendors who have the capability to give you that raw materials at any given point of time. Because over the years, material cost has, as a proportion of total cost of the end product, has risen sharply. So to keep a control on inventory cost, just in time is the best concept, which is also there in SAP. If you look at the diagram, we are seeing a traditional approach: negotiation, open order status paperwork, expending, receiving count, receiving inspection, transportation. In JIT, negotiation and transportation, the raw materials are at your gate. You can start producing. That's how quick just-in-time purchasing works. Workflow status reports, I am not going to talk again. We have already seen what it means, how it works. Inventory planning by various reordering policies. This is an important slide. I request all attendees attention here. We can configure particular item for minimum order quantity, reorder quantity, minimum stock. We can generate triggers. SAP can give you alerts to the purchase heads, purchase executives. This is a fast moving good. You need to reorder it. You can also configure lead time. How much days the vendor will take to deliver the goods at your gate. You need to plan according to that. Coming to the sales management, lead generation, tracking, sales targets versus actual lead status, lead to quote to order to invoice. Again, audit trial part. Demand and supply management, auto generation of requirement plan based on sales order, material requirement plan based on sales order. This will help better inventory planning and cost control. Lead generation and tracking. This is how opportunity is created in SAP. Whether it's a sales opportunity or purchasing opportunity. What are the stages? Who is the partner? Who are the competitors? What is the summary? What are the activities you are doing for that particular item and customer? Entire thing we can track and we can enter. Target versus actual. This report talks about a sales performance. Sorry.
So how much more do we have now?
10 to 15 slides, not more.
Okay, because we
I will
are
sum it up
actually
quickly.
towards. Sorry?
I will sum it up quickly in next 10 minutes.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Sharon. This is how a lead status report looks like. What stage the lead is, total open, total won, total lost, total closed. Lead to quote to order to invoice. A quotation is made, an order is punched in, an invoice is punched in, and incoming payment. That's how you do a trial, audit trial. Auto generation of requirement plan based on sales orders. What was the initial inventory? What is the supply from the vendor? What is the demand? And what is the final inventory? Material requirement plan based on sales order. Again, an important topic, fixed asset management. Fixed assets can be configured in SAP. We can create fixed asset masters. We can create fixed asset card. We can depreciate. We can do adjustments. We can retire fixed assets. We can monitor the fixed assets. This is the fixed asset cycle looks like. You first define an asset. You activate that asset. You capitalize the document. You punch in the capitalization document. You run the depreciation. You adjust. Then you retire. Fixed asset tracker. This is how an asset is tracked. What was the transaction value? What operation you did on the asset? What is the depreciation area? What is the amount? Fixed asset capitalization posting. Fixed asset after posting capitalization. Entry in SAP. Fixed depreciation tab after capitalization. This is how an entry is made. Fixed asset depreciation run. This is how a user will run a depreciation for particular fixed asset. To talk more on this, we can do it automatic, we can do it user based whenever you want. Fixed asset profit and loss report. SAP gives out of the box reports. Now moving on to the next slide, that is IT infrastructure required for SAP. We are going to talk more on multiple deployment options and cloud options. SAP can be configured on-premise, it can be deployed on cloud as well. Both has its own unique benefits. Talking more on on-premise. On-premise is a cost at the start, but for a long run, it could be a cost-saving module, cost-saving deployment. Better ability to customize and extend your business process. You can have your in-house team to manage your ERP. But in your current scenario, what we are witnessing, cloud is becoming more and more relevant because our premises have limitations. People cannot travel to particular premise. A particular premise is blocked. You cannot enter that premise. So, a cloud-based and ERP, which is a SAP which is installed in cloud, your entire organization can run on cloud. It is more secure. It saves you money starting, your initial spending amount. It also gives you better management.
hello.
Integration possibilities with SAP. SAP can be integrated with a whole lot of CRMs, PLC machines, bank integration. We ourselves have done bank integration, GST integration, WhatsApp integration. This is how it looks like. SAP can be, we have integrated it with courier companies, firms, etc. This is one of the we have developed. Digital signature. What it does, it saves times and cost. Workflow efficiency with better customer satisfaction, advanced document, security, legal validity. E-invoicing. We have seen e-invoicing. What are the features of e-invoicing? Automate generation of e-invoicing through SAP Business One. Generate IRN, that is IRN numbers, which is mandatory by Government of India mandate, NCA mandate. Bulk generation of IRNs, cancel IRNs, get e-invoice details, etc. All this is all inbuilt in SAP. Again, a quiz time, but due to the limitation of time, we are going ahead with this quiz. We are together and we will together rise to the occasion. Tough times are inevitable in life and in business. But how you compose yourself during those tough times defines your spirit and will define your future. I thank all attendees from our Leaping Frog team for taking time and showing your interest in attending this webinar. I am sure this would be a fruitful webinar for you. Take care. Have a good day. That's all, Sharon. Sharon?
मैडम माइक म्यूट आपका
Hello.
Okay. So Sharon,
So
what
we
we are
have
going to do, the presentation is finished. What we are going to do is quickly take couple of questions before, so attendees must be having a lot of questions. So we will take couple of questions.
yes,
And
so we have few questions. Otherwise, all can connect with you on your email ID also. So
yes,
I think it will be preferable because we are already over time right now. So I will request all the attendees, participants to kindly be in touch with sir on his email ID or with his number, so that we can close this session. And
that's okay.
thank you so.
So, sorry, go ahead, Sharon.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Shashank Rameshwar sir, for joining us today on this particular topic and delivering such a nice session on the basics of SAP. Thank you so much, sir, for coming over here on this session. And I would like to thank Swapnil Vichare sir also for joining us today on the session. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And even to all the participants today for giving out your time in this session and trusting on us. Thank you so much, all of you.
Thank you. Have a pleasant evening and take care, everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Mishraji, you can close this session.